Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Control Chaos webinar. This is the final week of the month and we focus on planning and goals. Before we get into that, I'd like to congratulate everyone for the little things that they've done over the past week and the past month. We're hearing stories of small successes, no large rank advancements, but the small steps are all in the right direction, and that's what's going to get us to the big goal at the end. And things like just staying plugged in, reading, attending webinars, just using the product and sharing the results with others, and sharing the products with your friends and your family. Don't ever underestimate how powerful that can be. And if you've shared it with just one person and they became an agent or a VIP and you did that every week, you'd have 50 members by the end of the year. That'd be awesome. So really focus on those small things. If you're having trouble getting through the big things, focus on the small things. So before we launch into the topic of the week, we'd like to introduce our special guest who'll be sharing her wisdom with you. She accidentally joined our team, but she jumped out of the blocks with all guns blazing, and then she achieved Secret's first leadership level of bronze with her partner Woody. She's an invaluable member of our Secret community, and we're so proud to have her with us today. So please welcome Shannean Moncrieff. Shannean lives near us, and it's over to you, Shannean, to tell us all about yourself.
Thanks, Paul, and hello, Lisa. Hi, everybody. First and foremost, apologies from Peter. He's unable to join us, unfortunately, and a lot of you would understand this. Being business owners ourselves, we basically work 7 days a week, and especially with him being an accountant, it's a particularly busy time of year, so he's literally squeezing clients in on weekends to suit them. So his apologies that he's not joining us. And I have to acknowledge that on this topic particularly, that of planning and goal setting, we are very much united in our method, in that we discuss our goals quite frequently. We've got long-term plans and we break them down into steps as well. So it's a topic that's close to our heart. You probably all know we have 4 kids. I'm a lawyer. My husband's an accountant. That means that I'm the one with the personality. It also means that I'm the dominant one, and basically I'm the one who decides what we're doing with our life, and he falls into line, especially if it's a situation where it's going to assist us financially. And Woody has been on board with me with our Secret agency since the get-go. I spoke to him within about 4 hours of having mud on my face with Lisa the first time, and the next day I had him plugging numbers into the machine, into his magic accounting machine, and trying to predict to me how quickly I could become a millionaire. So of course it's still a work in progress, but surely we will get there if we stay committed and are consistent. And it's delightful to try and help share some of our insights today. So back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Shannean. I absolutely love your story and you always entertain us. You guys bring so much to the table. You know, just that you have a professional background gives everybody in the Secret community another story to share, and it gives this opportunity credibility. And the power of stories should not be underestimated, and that's a really important reason to stay plugged into webinars and attend events where people share their stories, because you never know who's there. People that we encounter don't know that we have a board certified dermatologist as a Secret agent, that we have Dr. Phoebe Liu as an agent, that there are teachers and scientists and other financial controllers and doctors, nurses who are Secret agents. And, you know, everybody has their own reason for taking up this opportunity. For many people, it's financial. For many others, over finances, it's all about time. And, time is so precious, something you can't get back. So, don't underestimate or don't prejudge, I guess, other people. You never know who's looking. You never know someone's circumstances. And, it's so good of you to say, Shannean, that, you're in small business, and that does mean a 7-day-a-week commitment when you're in a small business. We are too. We have a shed company, and Paul's a one-man band. If he doesn't show up, we don't get paid. And, there are a lot of people in this town, for example, who are in small business, and everybody has got that noose, I guess, around their neck, and many of the other commitments and pressures that go along with small business. So, we are really at the pointy end of this opportunity. We really are pioneers. The numbers of people who in this town just on its own, and it's even more so in Colorado and Sunshine Coast, Geelong, your numbers are even smaller. So whatever we've got going on in this little regional town here in Cairns is even less where you're living. And my God, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that we have to expose this to. As those stories grow, and we have stories like Shannean and Woody's to share, and ours and yours, that's when momentum starts to take off, and we start to get those stories of success. So, you really have come in at a brilliant time right now, and that phase of rapid growth is just around the corner. But, to achieve that growth, what you need is planning and goals. And look, while we have some fantastic tools in our back office, they don't do anything unless they're completed and then you action them. We have our blueprint, which is a great starting point. And pardon me, they will give you your 90-day transformational and financial goals. Your 1-year financial goal, your 5-year mission, and your short-term steps to superstar success within your first 28 days. On the reverse, you have your contact list. And, we don't earn anything here without exposing our products and our opportunity. And your contact list is very short on that blueprint, but it's a start and really important to complete. Another document we have in our back office to help you with your planning and goals is your daily methods of operation. Plans, goals and plans take place daily, weekly, monthly, annually. And, this is something, this tool, the daily methods of operation, will help you through those little things that Paul was talking about. Being a product of the product. I'm looking up because our daily methods of operation is posted just above our computer, so I don't need to go far to remember what we have to do each day. So, using your regimen. The second step is demoing the products and sharing that with people, or the business opportunity, and we have great tools to be able to do that we'll cover in the next couple of weeks. Step 3 is connecting with your community and showing up. That means attending events and showing up on social media, showing up to Control Chaos and watching videos and seeing some of the stories of success. Now, those stories of success are not necessarily somebody ranking up. It's a story of success when Lee Smith puts up her transformation. She's just had the most amazing result. And I actually shared that just yesterday. Lee's before and after photos. Others that people put up, Shannean's had kids with chickenpox, and she's been putting secret foot lotion on with the tea tree oil to help with those. And these are stories of success, and when you stay connected and you're following that in our groups, that's when it starts to build your belief, because you may not be exposed to all of our products yet, but others have, and when they share their stories, that helps you to understand the power of these incredible products we have. So yes, stay connected. And step 4 is 15 minutes of personal development. If you're not even exposed, if you don't have the guts, if you don't have that belief and confidence in yourself yet, and if you're just lacking that, I know that if you put in 15 minutes of personal development, grab yourself a great personal development book, and we've got some terrific ones here. We can recommend some to you if you want to order in a few yourself. But if you just did that step number 4, I would be stoked. And if you made that your number 1 goal for the next coming month, and I would think that is something that's going to transform you. It will change your life. It will change your attitude, your belief, your personal confidence. And if you keep staying plugged in and so on, all of these things coming together will help you to become successful in this venture. So look, blueprint, daily methods of operation, in controlled chaos under files. We have the dream chasing worksheet. We went through that perhaps last month. I'm not going to repeat that, but look, it's under files, download it, print it out, and get onto one of your leaders to go through it. We're so keen to help you, any of your bronze executive leaders, and us, we're here, and we'd love to help you step out a plan to success. Don't think that any of us have any expectations of you. We just don't. What we do have is expectations of ourselves, and as leaders we do want to help you. So do access those files in your back office in controlled chaos. We'll help you fill them out, and we'll help you decide what is realistic. And yeah, when we map things out, that's where we're going to achieve success. But look, somebody who I know has achieved, excuse us while we just turn off that phone call. Somebody who has achieved fantastic business success outside of Secret is Shannean, and I know that she's a planner. I know that she sets goals, and I'm just stoked to have her here today to share her approach to business and life. Thanks so much, Shannean.
Thanks, Lisa. I second everything that you've just talked about, and the importance of actually, first and foremost, having a look in our back office to actually ascertain what tools are there to help us is just so vital, because as we progress through different stages of our agency account, our needs differ, and I'm constantly surprised at how many resources that we have that are there at just the right time, but I probably wouldn't have recognized them a month ago or 2 months ago because I wasn't at the stage of needing them. So I personally can't emphasize enough the need to visit your back office frequently, look at your training and tools, and look at the things that are there and already set up. There's no need for us to reinvent wheels. Everything that is in our back office is able to be duplicated. It makes it easy for us, and also it makes it easy for those people who we ultimately recruit. So what I'm talking to you today about is planning and goal setting, and why both of those things are so important. Now, I mentioned earlier that in my previous life, I mean, still my current life, but more dominantly in my previous life, I was a lawyer. And we have these little things called time summaries in law, where we account for every 6 minutes of our hour. So, of course, in an hour, you would normally have 10 units of 6 minutes. And the process is that you allocate time to the tasks that you're doing. So it might be a telephone call, it might be a letter, it might be dictating a brief or a court document, it might be signing a lease. Everything has a time limit attributable to it. And of course, if you're a very cunning lawyer, and I'm not suggesting that I was, but sometimes you can fit 15 units of 6 minutes into 1 hour, not just 10. And of course, you do that by being extra efficient, rounding your time up. So I'm very much exposed to time accountability and being conscious of my time and what I do. And when I first went on maternity leave, I actually used to keep a diary of what I did with my day. And unfortunately, about 20 hours of it were attributable to this little red squawking thing that didn't sleep or eat at any time that I expected it. But it soon made me aware of how much more I could get accomplished in my day compared to other friends who basically just did coffee or breastfed or, you know, put dinner on at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm very much into organisation and being aware of myself within the context of time, but I do like spontaneity, and I don't think that we should be so strict with our diaries and time that we don't leave room for things that come up unexpectedly. So that would be one thing that I would emphasise to you too. Why do I think that it's really important to have visual goals and to keep track of my time using a diary, etc., is that it keeps me accountable and it gives me a visual guide on a daily and a weekly and an annual basis. It's a natural evolution in our maturation process that originally we're accountable to our parents. We have to tell them what we've been up to. We progress on to school. We have to answer to teachers. And then the workforce, we're accountable to colleagues, bosses, banks, accountants, you name it. So it's equally as important in our path as a secret agent to have a blueprint for that and to have some accountability and some process in place. And as Lisa mentioned, that blueprint and also the daily methods of operation, the dream sheet, they are all brilliant tools for this particular process. I would encourage everybody, irrespective of whether they're in secret or in any other direct selling business or in personal business themselves, to have a 5-year plan, not just a business plan, but a 5-year plan. Break it down into a shorter period of time. A 3-year plan is always seen as more achievable. You put the tough tasks off until later, of course, it's only human nature. And also an annual plan. And then, of course, in reality, we break it down into smaller steps. The other thing in coming up with our goals and our plans for what we're doing and how we're doing it, it's really important that you have an anxious feeling in your belly when you've listed them out. You know, if you just write down things that you know you can achieve, it's really a list of things to do. And that's fantastic. I'm all about lists as well. But it's vital that when you're writing your goals, they're just that little bit more difficult to achieve in your mindset today. And if you've got that anxious feeling in your belly, I can guarantee you, you're going to push yourself, you're going to push your boundaries, you're going to push your limits so that you can actually achieve those things. You know, if you want a piece of furniture badly enough, or you've got a holiday booked, or you have a bill coming up, whether it's for your kids or for yourself, it's a situation where you will do everything in your power to make sure that you pay for that holiday, or you pay for those school fees, or you pay for those doctor's accounts. You feel nervous about it and stressed. You know, you go to bed at night thinking, oh my gosh, tomorrow I've got to do something in order to meet that particular goal. That's the kind of sensation that you need to have in your gut for your dreams and goals for secret. You need to have things that you really aspire to be, whether it's a title or whether it's actually a lifestyle or whether it's something tangible that you can actually acquire by, you know, finding 4 VIPs in 28 days. These are all realities and they need to be nudging the edge of discomfort. All right. At the very, very minimum, I think that everybody should sit down and have 10 goals a year. And they need to write those goals down. When I say they, we, you, we need to write these goals down so that they are a reality. When they're just thoughts and concepts in our heads, they're figments. They can be part of our imagination. They can be part of our overall ultimate goal. But when we write them on paper, they suddenly become real. And I'm a spiritual person. I truly believe that when we put things out into the universe, that for some reason the universe puts things in our way and assists us with choices that can make these goals reality. So I am very much about putting down my goals, and I make it 10 because any more, and that's just crazy. You spend more time thinking about your goals and planning your goals than actually achieving them. So 10 is achievable. And the other thing is you don't want to make it such a small list, because once you actually achieve it, you're going looking around, what do I do now? And of course, you're always welcome to add to that list, but I like to make it 10 gutsy good goals at the beginning of the year. And I revise them quite frequently as well. In working out how I'm going to attack those goals, I generally work with my diary. And I break things down into steps. Of course, when I was presented with the opportunity of secret, and once again, that was the universe telling me that I needed skincare. I needed a particular level of skincare. It had to be superior to anything else I had chosen, and it fell into my lap. And after looking at the plan, the compensation plan, the fact that there are 5 and soon to be 6 methods of earning, it just spoke to me on so many levels, because of course it means that you don't have to be just doing the same thing all the time. There are opportunities on so many levels to be able to have an earning potential, particularly if you're working consistently at it. So that fell into my lap, and immediately I was thinking along the lines of, what title would I aspire to in my first 12 months? Well, I'm going to share that with you today. When I first looked at it, I thought, oh, gee, it would be fantastic to get to executive. And then I looked at the rewards, and the rewards at Royale are just brilliant. You get your monthly payments. You get an iPad mini, which will never go astray in our house. We can never have enough iDevices. And then on top of that, your commission shares and the fact that you can share from your team, you know, are also massive incentives for me, because if I'm going to be in something fantastic, I want other people to be in it with me. I don't want to be the only one there sitting on the island. So immediately I moved my goal within the first 10 minutes from executive to Royale. I wanted to have 60 agents in my first 12 months. Now, I'm talking 60 agents who are directly recruited by Woody and I. And I'm using myself as in I this. Of course, when I discussed it with Woody, he was fully on board. And why wouldn't he be? Because he's Cairns' most tolerant man, and he is obliging and he's obedient. So he also wants to join with me in having those 60 agents. We're on our way. We're probably almost halfway there. And I think we'll be halfway there by 5 p.m. today. And that's, you know, an exciting thing for me. I also wanted to be earning a set amount per month, and I'm not going to disclose that figure to you, but of course, money through marketing, direct selling and marketing companies such as Secret are to us a bonus. And you know, there's not a week that goes by that we don't receive some kind of bill that was unexpected or perhaps not quite planned to be as high as it was. We currently sit at 213% above the average household use as far as electricity is concerned. So, you know, it's only going to go up. It's not going to come down. But what I'm saying is having that little bit of extra income is a massive incentive to us. So I've mapped out a figure that I would like us to earn per month within the next 12 months. And we're on track for that at the moment. And I feel blessed that I've had so many people with faith in me who've jumped on board straight away and who've embraced this opportunity and actually see how fantastic it is, because it's not just the compensation plan. The very foundation of this entire company rests on the products, and they are so superior. They work so well that everybody who tries them, they're incapable of denying how good they are. And of course, they want to be on board because of that. There's also some other minor goals that I have in there for some family holidays and stuff like that, because of the fact that we work for ourselves and that we work often 7 days a week. Unless we have an excuse such as a family wedding or a christening or a birthday, we don't take time out. And when we do take that time out, it's usually with an obligation attached. So we travel south to family. For me, it's really important that our kids experience holidays for the sake of just being whimsical and on holidays and enjoying things that, you know, we wouldn't otherwise be able to do but for companies such as Secret. So I keep a paper diary, as I've mentioned. I print out my goals and have it on the front cover of my diary so that I can refer to it frequently. I revise those goals at least every month, and I start at the top the very first month. The second month I start at the bottom, and then the third month I start at number 5. Now, the reason why I revise them in that order is because sometimes a goal will lose significance, and just because they're written 1 to 10 doesn't mean to say that that's the order I have to achieve them in. I like to mix it up a little bit, and by focusing at a different point each month, it gives me a different energy, and it gives me a greater motivation to proceed with it. And it's also terrific as well when you see some of those goals being crossed off because we've achieved them. So the other thing that I can recommend, and it's part of our planning with anything that we do, is having an annual planner and actually setting out through the annual planner the commitments that you already have in a year. And for example, I know that with the other company that I work with, that we have an annual convention and that we have certain other minor or smaller events per year. So I put those in the calendar immediately. I'm aware of the dates, and that could be as much as 12 months in advance. I'll put those dates in there. And also, because we're both so busy, Woody and I also put in every other commitment that we have as well. Obviously, he doesn't let me know of every appointment that he has, only the ones that are going to impact our lifestyle, meaning the ones that are outside hours. And, you know, it's a fact that I'll book a wow and he will have something else that will be booked at the same time. So it's a really great plan that we have, that we can actually just keep track of where everything is. And normally before I book a wow date in, I'll text his secretary first just to find out if he's got anything else on. But an annual planner is really great as well, because you can see at a glance what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it. And in talking to you about the fact that I wanted to have 60 agents within 12 months, of course, my plan was straight away that I wanted 5 agents a month, because I thought that's doable. And fortunately for me, and because I've had the benefits of Lisa helping out, we were able to accelerate that first 30-odd agents to be concentrated in the first basic month of our being in the company. But we haven't lost sight of that. We still have 5 agents a month on our target list. And we have that number written on our annual planner beside each month. And it's such a great feeling to be able to strike that out or black it out or put a great big sticker over it just to say, ticked off, one less thing to do. And it doesn't just motivate me, it motivates my kids as well. They can see what we're achieving. They are more tuned in with success, and they're more goal oriented as well. And they appreciate the impact of what a diary can do. It's not just your list of things to do, it's your overall visual of how much time you've got within which to accomplish your goals. Just on that point of diaries, it always shocks me that people don't know how to use them. It really surprises me that everybody doesn't keep one. We're gifted in this day and age with electronic diaries on our phone. I'm guilty of putting dates into my electronic diary and not transferring them across to my paper diary. My paper diary is still my go-to book. It gets carded everywhere. And everything gets written in it. And I can't recommend enough to people. If you want to accomplish things in your day, if you want to be more aware of the time that you spend doing things and therefore be more productive and more successful, then get a diary and start keeping track. And, you know, if you're overwhelmed in the first instance and don't think that you can sustain it, print one off the computer. You know, fold it up and staple it in the front of a Spirex notebook. But commit to actually keeping dates, keeping goals to be accomplished, write in all your bills, write in all your targets for Secret, and stick to it and revise it every week. I also wanted to talk about, when you're setting goals and accomplishing them, how important it is, yes, to be able to visualize striking them off the list and being able to say, oh, you know, did that in half the time we expected. What's also really important is to factor in times for when you're feeling burnt out and when you're feeling low and when you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, or just whelmed. It's really important that we all accept that we are not going to be 100% successful every time. And it's something that we need to revisit. The fact that because somebody says no to us, whether it's for a booking for a wow, whether it's for a business opportunity discussion, whether it's for, you know, getting their own account, becoming an agent, whether it's once they're agents, actually starting the business side of things, not just, you know, doing it for personal use. It's really important that we understand that not everybody is going to be on exactly the same page as us at the one time. And we should factor into our planning some time for reassessment, contemplation. It's interesting that the company refers to it as personal development, because that is really what it is. And as Lisa and Paul have both mentioned, read something, listen to something. I mean, the big guru in town at the moment is Anthony Robbins, and Anthony Robbins CDs have been around since I was a child. I love to say that, before I was 20 anyway, so it was almost when I was a child. But his information and his message never cease to motivate me. in some fashion, or to get me rethinking about things. So even if you've read something before, try it again. The thing I'm reading at the moment is this one called The Triple Package. It's written by Amy Chua, and she wrote The Hymn to Tiger Mothers. And Woody would be the first person to tell you that I'm a tiger mother. I push my children. They have to aspire for better things. The same methodology that I use it for myself, you know, always want to achieve better, always aim higher, overshoot the mark. And the reason why I do that is I don't want them to live with regret. I don't want them to reach early adulthood and look to me and say, Mum, why didn't you push us harder? Mum, you know, if you had just pushed me that little bit more, I probably would have been a success at that. I'm the eldest of 8. I've heard that discussion ad nauseum from siblings. I don't want to be guilty of the same thing, and perhaps as a consequence of that, I am overly harsh on my kids. But because Amy Chua had written that book and I enjoyed reading it so much, and of course it resonated with me, I thought this book has to be great. And of course she's co-written it with her husband, Jed Rubenfeld, and it talks about the 3 traits that you need in order to have complete success, and that's why it's referred to as a triple package. It's a really great read, and the beauty of it is I think it's on clearance shelves at most newsagents as Australian-wide at the moment, because it hasn't sold as well in Australia as it did in the US, so check it out. Back to my notes, and I will double check. Once you've achieved a goal, you have greater faith in yourself, and you have a bigger investment in your own abilities, and you suddenly know what you are capable of, and it's at that point in time when you should raise the stakes that little bit more and push yourself even further. And we have a learned skill, you know, the way that we learn to write, the way that we learn to ride bikes or to cook or to do anything in life is by repetitively doing it. So the more often we repeat success, the more instinctive and natural it becomes. And it's really important to stop occasionally and go, you know what, I've come a long way. I've done things that I never thought I would do 5, 10 years ago. And give yourself a pat on the back, and also share that information with your own teams, because that's where they learn that they have to have faith that the steps are in place, that they can achieve the goals that they've set for themselves. Do the hand holding. In the first instance, sometimes it might be inconvenient, sometimes it might be frustrating, but the truth of the matter is it will pay you back tenfold every single time, because once your babies, once your downline understand this, they will replicate it. They will have greater faith in themselves. They will share that faith with their team, and your team will gain strength. The final point that I wanted to suggest to everybody for October is select 28 days in October. You don't have to hit the ground running on the 1st or the 2nd, but select your 28 days. Work out what your goals are for October. Work backwards from there. Work out how many wows it's going to need you to have, how many people you're going to have to speak to, how many products you're going to have to divvy up into samples, and how many hours you're going to have to allocate to ensuring your success in October. And I guarantee you, if you break it down into little steps like that, every step of the way it'll become achievable. Write your list of target people who you're going to approach. I've got mine at the moment. I've started on my list. There's already 15 people on it for October. I am determined to get 5 agents from that group of 15, and VIPs. I want them hanging out of my hoo-ha for October, because I'm hearing everybody is saying to me how good this E4 thing is. I want to get my hands on that. Write those people on your list. I guarantee you, if they aren't people who you're going to hit a home run with, they will know somebody who wants to be involved. Also, as you're talking to them, new people will come to mind for you. It is just a very easy, simple approach. The difficulty is being committed, working consistently, and knowing that those goals are completely within your reach. So use your product. Talk to everybody about how happy you are about your product. Make sure you place your orders so you don't become inactive. Make sure other people get to play with the product. I can't emphasize how important that is, because everybody who plays with it wants it. Bring others into the fold, you know, encourage them to become customers, VIPs, elites, agents, you name it. and help them bring other people into the fold. Phoebe Lou is going on at the moment about how important it is to work with your warm market constantly. That's not just your own personal warm market, it's everybody else's as well. So work with your downline, work with your new recruits. It's the secret to success. And I just wish everybody luck with their goal setting and planning. I think that it's absolutely vital, and don't be surprised or shocked at what you can achieve when you put it down in writing and work at it. Thanks, guys.
Oh, seriously, Shannean, my heart's racing. I can't wait to share more of these webinars with you as our guest speaker. You bring so much value to our lives personally. You know, we're so blessed that we have developed this business relationship because it's brought us closer together as friends. And like I'm very, very grateful to the heavens for that. But gosh, you just bring so much value to our community today. And you know, I'm going to make sure everybody on my team gets to hear what you've shared with us today. Now, you know, Shannean is somebody who always speaks with such conviction, and she's very assertive. But I know you weren't born that way. You know, you came out pink and squawking and with no confidence, and you know, you had to learn to just like everybody else. And you know, some people say to me, you know, it's okay for you, you're so good with people. Now, if I could bring on to a webinar sometime somebody from my past, they will tell you that Lisa Martinovic, that was my maiden name, Lisa Martinovic was the shyest girl in school who blushed at every moment. Like, nobody look at me, please, no boys look at me, because I would blush. I was one of those people who, as a young adult, wanted to go and have that operation where they sever a nerve to stop you blushing. That's how bad I was. I was painfully shy. How did I become confident? I learnt. And that learning is personal development. It's, you know, I went and attended some seminars. I needed to get over this. It was affecting my life. It was affecting my relationships. It was affecting my work, everything. I read lots and lots of books. I got around people who were confident, and I learnt from them. I learnt from people like Shannean. And you know, Shannean's been on that same journey too. So, you know, don't underestimate how important that 4th DMO is. And I want you to print out, please, 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 tell me. I want you to tell me on Controlled Chaos if you've printed it out this month. I want you to print out your DMO sheet, and I want you to print out your calendar. And, you know, tick off what you can. There's a little box on your calendar where you can tick off each of those 4, and just do, because you will feel good. I promise you will feel a sense of accomplishment, even if you just did one of those things each day. And with that sense of accomplishment, you will want to do more, I promise. Now, before I finish off, I just want to share something that is available to our agents in North America, because we do have some, and that some is going to turn into many soon. You now in your kits will receive these 5 booklets. I'm only holding up 3 because that's all I've printed off. These are brilliant, and I thank Michelle and Russell Ford so much for sharing those in our Controlled Chaos group. I've printed these off, and these are coming to our newest agents who are still learning the ropes and getting started. We're going to share those with you. For those in Australia, I just want you to be mindful when you're taking a look at these, that there are things about wow parties and host programs. That's all available to us. If you're looking at books 4 and 5, they very much pertain to the North American market, not us. But that aside, these books are brilliant, and these will also help you with your goals and planning. So I just need to mention those as well. Those in Sydney, oh, man, am I envious. Tomorrow night, you have Phoebe Lou and Joshua Denny in the one place at once. And I can tell you, I absolutely love Phoebe Lou. He's an absolute gentleman. He is an absolute master at this industry and a gentle, gentle soul. Those of you who get to see him tomorrow, meet him, are going to be absolutely stoked. You will just being in that man's presence, you will feel so blessed to be part of this secret community. Joshua Denny is going to head up proceedings tomorrow night, and you know, he's one of my favourite people to present the business overview, and he will do that. So look, if you're in Sydney, get along to that, because you're going to learn so much about secret from him, but you will really relate to him, and he will get to share his story, and you will have heard that many times before, but the way he presents the overview is brilliant, and his take on secret is different to the Malots as well. So if you attended that previous meeting in Sydney, just know that every time I've heard a different leader speak, I've learned something more. Everybody touches in a different way. So just because you've attended one of those events previously, don't think that that's sort of the be-all and end-all. Every event and every speaker will add value to your experience, to your knowledge, and to your belief. So, like, I'm so envious. And, you know, some of my great secret friends are going to be there too. So I would love it to be a weekend event, because I might fly down for a weekend, but it's just a bit of a push for a 2 or 3 hour event. Look, thanks so much for joining us again. Please, please, please reach out. You know, if you're in Shannean's team, you've got this business nailed, because, you know, she will take you all the way to the top. She knows exactly what she's got to do. So amazing at goals and planning, and, you know, she's going to let you guide her. She will, you know, she will find out what it is that you want and help to map it out. The rest of you, you know, we are here for you. Hey, look, if you prefer to come to us, that's all right too. But, you know, we are here for everybody. But you've got other great leaders in Alicia, Vicky, and Sue Denham as well, and our amazing executives, you know, the Sharps and Michelle and Russell Ford over in Colorado. So reach out to your leaders and ask for help with those goal setting exercises. Thank you so much for paying attention. Thank you so much for your time. We know it's precious, but that you have bothered to take the time to watch this today speaks volumes to us. It's telling us that you are committed in some way to achieving your dreams, committed to your family, committed to the things that you've always wanted in life. So thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. We love having you here as part of our organisation, part of our secret community. And we will touch base through our Facebook groups and continue to share our pearls on dreams and planning this week. Thanks so much again, Shannean. All right, everyone, we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.